I had to cut out because I didn't have enough data. So, welcome to Games of the Past again. I'm going to upload both of those at the same time. So if you didn't see the Quake Wars one, you should probably go see that one first. So this is Spider-Man Web of Shadows, a game that I found favorable above all other Spider-Man games. The only one that, besides that one, was freaking what was it? Oh, Spider-Man 1, the movie game, which I actually a lot of times played at my cousin's house. Tyler was the gamer of the house.
Oh, it was on the computer, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. That was Benjamin's other Spider-Man game for the computer, and you'd beat Black Cat and then you'd beat Scorpion. I thought that was interesting, but it was a demo, so it really didn't have much to you had to play the same thing over again. But beating up the bad guys and doing all sorts of crap to them, and it was pretty good for a demo. I think they constructed it well, but apparently it was a full game. And then they made another game sequel to that one for the computer, and they ruined it. They made it so that you had to aim and type or whatever or something to swing webs. I can't remember what it was. You had to do all these sorts of fancy schmancy things to swing webs, and I thought it was gay. Anyway, but Tyler introduced us to the game where he showed you could play as any character in the story, as long as they existed. You could play as a cop, you could play as Mary Jane, you could play as Peter without his suit, you could play as Spider-Man. Apparently my favorite character of all time was Dr. Octopus, but he didn't have his arms. Don't know why I favored him, which was funny because he was designed for the second movie. There were a lot of crossovers for the second and third movie, so I thought they were actually, maybe, now that I look back at them, they were probably Easter eggs, including that there would be 2 more movies coming after that, because they designed the characters to look like the ones that were going to be in the movie, in the next movies. So there, sure enough, I saw Doc Ock, how he looked in the game, looked like the real guy in the movie. So I thought that was interesting, but at the same time a little bit scary, because how did they know they were going to put those in the first game for the PS2, remember? So that was a long time ago when the PS2 was still around. And the fact that they put those characters, and the Green Goblin and the New Goblin, which was in the third movie, they designed Harry to look like the New Goblin. So that design maybe has been around longer than people think. I only have 9 minutes, so you might not be able to see much, but I liked how when you started up this game, you were greeted with the most amazing theme song playing. It was like do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, or something like that. It was pretty interesting. It was cool classical music. Then when they started it out, they played some song that was by Beethoven. It was do 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 do. Anyway, that got me interested in that song. That was a pretty good song to start it out with. And he was narrating and making it seem all sad. And then he rewinds, says, now this is what happened first. So you play through the end of all of humanity, of all New York or whatever. It seems like it's apocalyptical at the end. And you're killing these one-hit guy zombies that really are freaking excuses for enemies. That was the only bad thing about it. All of the enemies leading up to those were super challenging in their own little way. Like, they had their own form of combat, so you'd have to select on that one enemy and find his weak point and exploit it, and then fight like that. You'd have to find the weakness of your enemy before you go and engage him. This is a choice game. I think that the choices in this game were pretty amazing for the choices that you were making, and he has 2 options. You can play through the entire game as Spider-Man, or you can play through the entire game as the symbiote. And you can make bad or good choices. So the bad choices are siding with Black Cat, Rhino, and all those things. Or you actually have to free Rhino either way, but you can side bad. You can side with him if you do bad things, or you can side with Luke Cage, Black Widow, or some other people, and you could call them in during a battle. If you were about to die, you could call them in and like ride Rhino around and make complete havoc on the city or whatever. There were a lot of messing around things that we did. Like there was one thing where apparently Black Symbiote Spider-Man can throw cars. So we would have, here it is, listen to that. Pretty good, huh? You want to hear the full song, go search it up. But I thought that was intuitive. I thought that was ingenious. That was a pretty cool song to start it up. I don't have any continues, so I'm going to have to start from a new game. But anyway, now I get to show you what I was talking about. So the fact that this was deleted on accident. Here, listen to this. See? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Head down, amazing graphics, everything's crashing, ending. There's a symbiote. That was, those things spawned after frickin', what's his name? The Falcon frickin' got symbiote, and then he started making the Falcon babies, and those are the symbiotes. Everyone's a symbiote. And this is what starts you playing it.
You know what that does to you. You know how it can change you.
That's the voice of Mary Jane. I thought that was a good. I thought that was a good voice actor. She did phenomenal. That's Wolverine.
Still an option.
I didn't know who all these characters talking were exactly. That's actually, you can do that. You can do that. That's a real move. That was Black Cat. This was just a phenomenal game. I'm not doing this, but you can do all those things. Anyway, you don't get to be the symbiote. You have to be Red Spider-Man for this part. Anyway, I gotta eliminate all the guys, so it's teaching me how to play, so I'm glad that they're doing that, because I have no clue. Anyway, all of his powers are basically upgraded to the max. These guys can basically be killed in one hit. That was the shield. I found that useful. It teaches you how to play. I thought that was interesting and intuitive. I was really good at this game. It took about 10 hours to complete. I don't know how the heck that guy's still alive. They usually get killed in one hit. Anyway, there was a slight ragdoll effect if you would beat the crap out of them. You could press down on the one that you run with, and that would... You could also run up the wall. The camera's a little sketchy at times. It's a little too sensitive for my taste, but it's Spider-Man, what are you going to do? See, you can run up walls. How cool is that? That's freaking amazing. And then you can run... Here's the cool part. You can just watch. I'm not even going to complain. I'm not even going to comment. Just watch. Oh, that guy got his butt kicked. How the heck do you web sling? I forgot how to do it. I thought it was like triangle or something. Oh, there we go. It was circle. Circle button. I forgot how to web swing. Like, web them up and then swing them around in circles. You could do all these things. It was just amazing. This is early off into the game. There were a lot of things that I liked about it, but since I deleted it, this is the opening. This is basically the end of the game, but they rewind it and put you back at the beginning, and your choices and everything your choices depend on. Then you get to fight symbiotes. You can even fight on the wall. How cool is that? I would recommend you get this game. If you haven't had it already, due to the fact that it's just that good. It was very good on a ranking scale. Not super bad, not okay, it was super good. The spider sense was intuitive. I liked how they allowed you to know where people were so that you could react faster. When you're symbiote mode, you actually get an entirely new... Sorry, I was changing the volume. They don't really attack you very well. They're pretty easy because it gets you new to the game, so it gets more progressively challenging as you go on. Anyway, you're supposed to save that guy. I can't remember. Push against the wall to climb. Alright. Let's run up there because I don't have the... Oh, okay. One more guy. Anyway, so this game was phenomenal. I liked the voice acting. I liked all the things. I liked the action. I liked it all. It was amazing. The music was every time you'd get into a battle, the music was always different, but it also like gave you a hint that yes, you are in a battle. Yes, this could mean a life or death situation. Here's another thing. If you beat the guys off the wall, they'd actually sling back onto the wall and keep fighting. I thought that was amazing because that's thinking right there. That's some bot smart. They gave the bots AI. They made them so that they're not complete and utter morons making stupid freaking decisions. They actually made them progressively more challenging as you moved on. These guys are like a mild version of what they really do and how they really fight later on in the game. These are just like an easy version of them.
It's also pretty glitchy.
It was somewhat glitchy. You could throw cars up onto roofs. It was entertaining for what it stood for, and I might have to split this into a part 2, but I recommend you get it. I didn't get to fit all the things I had to say about this game, but I felt that it was amazing. Even the sequences like this. These sequences. Some of them were even timed, so if you didn't do it in time, the guy would die and you'd have to try again. I thought that was kind of interesting. At the same time, it was kind of frustrating at times. But it was interesting that they allowed challenging, so you can't just sit there forever and think about it. You actually have a certain amount of time you have to press that button. Venom took like 2 seconds, but his pattern was the same. So if you didn't get him the first 30 times you tried to kill him, his pattern was relatively simple, if you could notice the pattern. One time I even tried dying just to see all of the buttons to the pattern, and I sure enough did the pattern completely correct the next time around. Peter is a great voice actor, by the way. I'm going to do a part 2 in just a minute.